Welcome back to AI Search Explained by Rank4AI. I'm Adam Parker. Today we're tackling a question every UK business owner is asking right now. What does proper AI search optimization actually cost? Jimmy, I know you've been running the numbers on this as we've scaled up our client work.
Right, and it's not a simple answer because most businesses don't even know what they're buying yet. We're seeing quotes anywhere from £500 a month to £5,000 a month for what people are calling AI optimization. The problem is half of these providers don't understand the difference between traditional SEO and what actually makes you visible in ChatGPT or Perplexity.
That's the structural gap I keep coming back to in my research. When I'm auditing how businesses appear across these AI systems, Gemini, Claude, Copilot, Google's AI overviews, the patterns are completely different from traditional search ranking factors. You can't just bolt AI optimization onto existing SEO and expect results.
Which brings us to the real question, what should a small UK business actually be spending? Because I'm talking to cafe owners, solicitors, plumbers who are being quoted enterprise-level prices for work they might not even need yet.
Let me break this down from what we're seeing in our audits. A proper AI search assessment, where we actually test how you appear across all major AI systems, that's typically £800 to £1,500 for a small business. This isn't keyword research, it's systematic testing of how ChatGPT, Perplexity, and the others interpret and recommend your business.
And that's essential groundwork because without it, you're flying blind. But here's where I push back on some of the industry pricing. Not every business needs the full treatment immediately. We've worked with clients who got significant improvements just from fixing their basic AI visibility issues before moving to ongoing optimization.
True, but there's a floor to this work that people need to understand. When I'm testing how Gemini interprets a business versus how Claude does, I'm looking at completely different recommendation pathways. You can't do this work properly for £300 a month like some agencies are promising.
Right, so let's get practical. Small UK business, maybe £2 to £5 million turnover, what should they budget? I'm seeing realistic monthly costs between £1,200 and £3,500 for proper ongoing AI search optimization, including the strategic work and the technical delivery.
That aligns with our client experience, but it depends heavily on sector. A Manchester-based manufacturing company we worked with needed completely different optimization than a London consultancy. The AI systems interpret B2B service businesses very differently from product-based companies.
Which is why I'm suspicious when agencies offer fixed-price AI packages. How can you price something consistently when the work varies so much by how these systems actually process different business types?
Exactly. In my research across these platforms, Perplexity weights certain business signals differently than ChatGPT, which processes recommendations differently than Copilot. You need someone who's actually tested these differences, not just theorizing about them.
So what's the breakdown look like? Because business owners want to know where their money's going. Are we talking about content creation, technical fixes, ongoing monitoring? From our client work, roughly 40% goes to strategic interpretation work, understanding how AI systems see your business and what needs fixing. Another 30% is implementation, actually making the changes that improve your AI visibility. The remaining 30% is ongoing optimization and monitoring as these systems evolve.
That's helpful, but I want to challenge something. A lot of small businesses are being told they need to optimize for every AI system immediately. Is that realistic, or should they focus their budget on the platforms that actually matter for their customers?
Good point. In our audits, we typically see 2 to 3 AI systems driving the majority of relevant recommendations for any given business. A local service business might get most of their AI-driven inquiries through Google AI overviews and ChatGPT, while a B2B consultancy sees more action on Perplexity and Claude.
So we're talking about prioritization, which brings the costs down initially. Start with your high-impact systems, maybe £1,500 to £2,000 monthly, then expand as you see results and have budget to invest further.
That's a much more realistic approach than the spray and pray strategies I'm seeing. But businesses need to understand this isn't set and forget like traditional SEO used to be. These AI systems update their interpretation methods regularly. Which brings us to ongoing costs. I'm telling clients to budget for at least 6 to 12 months of consistent work. This isn't a quick fix, it's building systematic visibility across AI recommendation engines. And the businesses getting the best results are treating this as ecosystem building, not campaign work. We've got clients who started with basic AI optimization 18 months ago and are now seeing 30–40% of their new inquiries coming through AI-driven searches. But let's be honest about the lower end of the market. We get inquiries from businesses asking if they can do this for £500 a month. What's your take on budget AI optimization services?
I'm skeptical. When I'm testing how a business appears in Claude versus Gemini versus ChatGPT, that's hours of systematic work per platform. The interpretation patterns are complex, and they're different for every business. You can't automate this properly yet.
So we're back to that 1,200 to 3,500 pound monthly range for proper work. But what about businesses who can't stretch to that immediately? Are there interim approaches?
There are some foundational fixes that help across multiple AI systems, getting your business information structured properly, ensuring consistent representation across platforms, basic optimization for AI interpretation. That might be 600 to 900 pounds initially.
That's more realistic for cash-strapped businesses, but they need to understand it's just foundation work. It's like having a website versus having a website that actually converts visitors into customers.
Exactly. And here's what I'm seeing in the market. Agencies offering AI optimization without actually testing results across these systems. They're essentially doing traditional SEO with AI keywords and calling it AI search optimization, which is why businesses need to ask specific questions. How are you testing my visibility in ChatGPT? Can you show me how I appear in Perplexity searches? What's your process for monitoring changes in Gemini's recommendations?
If they can't demonstrate systematic testing across AI platforms, you're not getting AI search optimization. You're getting traditional SEO with AI terminology, which won't move the needle on AI-driven inquiries.
So let's give listeners some practical next steps. You're a UK business owner, you've got £2,000 a month to invest in AI search optimization. What should happen in month 1? Comprehensive AI visibility audit across all major systems. How do you appear when someone asks ChatGPT for recommendations in your sector? What about Perplexity? Google AI overviews. This diagnostic work should take 2 to 3 weeks and cost £800 to £1,500, depending on business complexity.
Then month 2 is about prioritization and quick wins. You've identified which AI systems matter most for your business and where the biggest visibility gaps are. Start implementation on the highest impact opportunities.
And by month 3, you should be seeing measurable improvements in at least one AI system. Not dramatic overnight changes, but clear progress in how these platforms interpret and recommend your business.
What about businesses in competitive sectors? Legal services, accounting, digital marketing. Are the costs higher when you're competing against well-optimized competitors?
Competitive sectors definitely require more sophisticated work. A London law firm competing for AI recommendations is going to need more strategic depth than a regional plumbing company. But the principles are the same. Understand how AI systems interpret your sector, then optimize accordingly.
I'm seeing 20–30% higher costs for highly competitive sectors, mainly because the interpretation work is more complex and the ongoing optimization needs to be more responsive to competitor moves. Competition in AI search works differently, though. In traditional SEO, you're competing for fixed ranking positions. With AI recommendations, the systems can recommend multiple businesses depending on how they interpret the query. There's more opportunity, but also more complexity, which brings us back to cost justification. How should businesses think about ROI when they're spending £1,500 to £3,000 monthly on AI search optimization? Track AI-driven inquiries specifically. We set up systems for clients to identify when inquiries come through AI searches versus traditional channels. The businesses seeing best results are getting 25 to 40% of new inquiries through AI-driven searches within 12 months. And those inquiry rates translate to different conversion values depending on sector. A consultancy getting AI-driven leads might see higher conversion rates because the AI has pre-qualified the match between service and need. That's a crucial point for my research. AI recommendation systems don't just drive volume, they drive quality matches. When ChatGPT recommends a business, it's because the system has interpreted a good fit between query and capability. So while the monthly costs might seem high compared to traditional marketing, the inquiry quality often justifies the investment, but businesses need to track this properly to prove ROI.
Measurement is everything. Without proper tracking of AI-driven inquiries, you can't optimize effectively or justify the investment. This should be built into any proper AI search optimization program.
Let's wrap up with some clear takeaways. UK business owners listening to this, what are the key numbers they should remember?
Budget £800 to £1,500 for initial AI visibility assessment. Monthly ongoing optimization realistically costs £1,200 to £3,500 depending on sector and competition. Commit to 6 to 12 months minimum for meaningful results. And expect 25 to 40% of inquiries to come through AI-driven searches if the work is done properly.
Most importantly, ask providers to demonstrate their testing methodology across AI systems. If they can't show you systematic auditing of ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, Claude, and Copilot, they're not delivering proper AI search optimization.
These costs will likely decrease as the industry matures and tools improve, but right now, proper AI search optimization requires significant manual expertise and systematic testing. There aren't reliable shortcuts yet.
Thanks for listening to AI Search Explained by Rank for AI.
If you want to understand how your business appears across AI search systems, visit rankforai.co.uk for our comprehensive audit process.
Next week, we're diving into the differences between optimizing for ChatGPT versus Perplexity. The strategies that work for one often fail completely on the other. Until then, keep testing how AI systems see your business.